Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of 10WT Friday, where every single week we teach you how to form healthy habits that will transform your body and your life. You see, in order to transform, you have to follow a specific process. 1, you have to start with your why. 2, you have to set your goal. 3, identify your weekly behaviors that will get you to your goal. 4, you have to track your progress on a scoreboard. And 5, you need to set micro habits every single week that set you up for success. If you do these steps, your habits are going to be rock solid, your self-confidence will skyrocket, and you'll be on the path to your best you. Every single week, we help individuals who are hungry for growth, people just like yourself, optimize their potential. I'm your host, Nick Carrier, and today I'm really stoked to talk about how to save yourself time. The goal of the Best You podcast is to allow you to feel confident about what you need to do, why you need to do it, and how to do it in order to get closer and closer to your best you. We have to spend the time to determine how we're going to spend our time in order to maximize our time. You see, I think one of the hardest things it is for us to do is to do something without a belief that there's going to be a payoff for it. That's why there's so many things that we don't do, that we think we should do, or we think that might be beneficial, but we still for some reason aren't doing them. We aren't doing them because we don't know what the payoff is going to be. We can't foresee the payoff on the other side of it. And that's why so many of us don't spend the time to determine how we're going to spend our time. We don't prepare. We don't plan ahead. But if we do plan ahead and we determine how we're going to spend our time, it will definitely save you time and multiply your time in the future. And so today I want to talk about some specific strategies as to how to do this appropriately, how to do this effectively so that you do actually have more time in the future. So it's how do you plan ahead effectively in order to maximize your likelihood of achievement with your health and your fitness goals. So step number 1 is exactly what I led with. You have to spend time deciding how to spend your time. It's going to end up saving you time in the future. It's one of those things where if you go into your calendar and you determine exactly when you are going to do what, and then you execute at the exact times that you said you were going to do things, you just go from one task to the next. Boom, 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 boom. I know that so many people, they sit down at work to start off the day, and then they try to figure out what it is that they're going to do. And it might take them 15, 20, 30, an hour to figure out exactly what it is that they're going to start doing. And so if you have to figure out what it is that you're supposed to do at the time that you're supposed to do it, then you're already wasting time. I know for me, the biggest thing for my productivity hack is I have a list of things that I'm doing every single day. And therefore, as I'm living out my day, I'm never deciding what it is that I'm going to do. It's just the next thing on the list. It's already decided for me. I already planned ahead the night before, and therefore, I'm not wasting any time deciding how to spend my time. So please, 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 if you're not a planner, if you don't prepare, I understand that some people are more maybe built to prepare and more personality-wise likely to plan ahead. But if you're not that way and you just use that as an excuse, you lack the benefits that planning ahead is going to get you. Like, you can use it as an excuse and you can say that you're not that way, but it's going to hold you back. It's going to hold you back, and we've got to find a way to be able to make sure we break through, because planning ahead is an absolute game changer, especially when it comes to your health and fitness goals. The second tip that I wanted to give is prepare your workout days and your workout times ahead of time and try to make them the same day and the same time every single week to the best of your ability. I know everybody's schedules are a little bit different, and some people's every single day looks the same. Some people change from day to day. Some people have a few different styles of days as they go throughout the week, but the more that you can fixate workout days and times in your schedule, the better off that you're going to be. And we'll talk about why that is in step number 5. But try to prepare your workout days and times at the same day, at the same time, every single week. That will inevitably increase the likelihood of your consistency over time, and therefore increase the likelihood that you achieve your goals. Number 3, prepare your grocery trips or your grocery delivery. And I mean when you're actually going to be going and when you might be receiving grocery delivery. This way, you're going to be able to go when it's convenient. I know me personally, I always plan my grocery trips around when it's convenient for me based off of where I'm driving around town. I oftentimes will go to Trader Joe's when I'm in the Green Hills area here in Nashville. If I'm driving home from somewhere, there's a Kroger right by my house, and I know I can swing by and pick some food up there as well. And so planning ahead when you're going to be going to the grocery store is really critical. Therefore, you're not caught at an inopportune time saying, oh my gosh, I don't have any food, I've got to go to the grocery store, and therefore you're going to be wasting time and wasting a trip. But if you can pick it up on the way, then that's going to be absolutely critical. If you know when your groceries are going to get delivered and you're there to unpack everything, that's going to save you some time as well. So make sure you prepare your grocery trips or the grocery delivery around what you have going on throughout the day. Number 4, plan out your meal prep. Plan when it is that you're going to actually be prepping your meals, whether that is prepping your meals one at a time as you live out each day, or whether that's on Sunday you make a certain amount of meals, on Wednesday you make a certain amount of meals, Monday you make a certain amount of meals, whatever it is. Plan out your meal prep and know exactly what it is that you're going to make. Therefore, when you start meal prepping, you're not having to decide on the spot, what am I going to cook? Do I have this? Do I have that? And you're rummaging through your pantry and your fridge and seeing what it is that you have. You're wasting time. This episode is all about how to save yourself time. If you can determine when you're going to be cooking your meals and what exactly it is that you're going to be cooking, then that's an absolute game changer. I know from past experience with clients, there are people who will, on their fridge, if they have a family, or even if they just live by themselves, but moms do this all the time, they will say what the 5 dinners are every single day throughout the week so their family can see it. And usually their family loves that because then they can look forward to the meals that they're going to have. And therefore, there's no guessing, there's no deciding when it comes to making those specific meals. Number 5 is kind of bringing the 4 things home. When you have something fixed on your schedule, nothing else can infiltrate that time slot. It makes it so much easier to say no. So one of the things that makes the 10-week transformation so effective for people and what keeps people so consistent with the 10-week transformation is the fact that the workouts are the same day at the same time every single week, and people are all about building habits during the 10-week transformation. And habits are usually a rhythm of something happening at the same day at the same time. And when you have a workout on your calendar, let's say from 7:30 to 8:30, and you put that on your calendar, you just know that that is a non-negotiable. I'm going to be going at that time. And therefore, if somebody asked you to go get coffee or go get breakfast at that time, you're like, oh, sorry, I have to go to this workout. And so you say no. It makes it easier to say no because you know what you're saying no to. And so if you can ensure that you have some of these most important things blocked off on your calendar, like your workouts, like your grocery trips, like your meal prep and planning, then that will make it 10 times easier to ensure that life doesn't infiltrate that time slot, that life doesn't get in the way, or other people's plans don't get in your way. Because if you don't have a plan, you're going to become a part of somebody else's. If you don't have a plan, you're going to be part of somebody else's. So I hope this is something that you're trying to do and working on doing, because it's one of the biggest game changers that I've experienced in my life over the last 6 years, and it's one of the biggest game changers that I've seen. And my clients allow them to be consistent and allow them to not use convenient excuses and holding them back to their health and fitness goals. So plan ahead to save yourself some time. This is what we do in the 10-week transformation. We talk about strategies essentially to save yourself some time so that you make it easy to follow through on your workouts. You make it easy to follow through on your healthy meals. And if you want to join the 10-week transformation today, then go to nickcarrier.com/10WT. If you don't live in Nashville, you can get started at any time. nickcarrier.com/10WT. If you liked this episode, make sure you rate and review it. Leave it a 5-star rating. What was your favorite tip of this episode? And if you also share it with a friend or family member, just send them to nickcarrier.com/podcast, because you want them to be the healthiest version of themselves as well. So I hope these strategies on saving yourself time help you get closer to your fitness goals and ultimately help you get closer and closer to your best you.